friends, Shabbat Shalom, and greetings to you all. We're just a week away from the Chinese New Year, and this year will be the year of the ox, the second of the 12 Chinese zodiac signs, except theirs run a year, not a month. Now, last year, the year of the rat, and it was a pretty ratty year, was the first in the cycle, and I think we all hope and pray that the cycle does not continue in the same vein. Now, the ox denotes hard work, honesty, positivity. So it's going to move at a more deliberate pace than the scurrying rat year we all just endured. Now, for those interested, it is a metal ox, and you can easily search your own signs' predictions for the year ahead. That is one of the fun things of the internet. Well, if it's the Chinese New Year, it means it's a new moon, and it'll be the new moon of Adar, the 12th month of the spiritual year. Now, some years there's an Adar 1 and an Adar 2, because the Hebrew leap year adds a month, and the month it adds is the last month, the month of Adar. And that occurs 7 times in a 19-year cycle, which for you astrologers out there happens to coincide with the metonic cycle of the lunar nodes, which currently are Gemini and Sagittarius. Gemini North, Sagittarius South. And your North node points to your astrological destiny. Your South node points to your karmic past. Now, 2 other major events take place in Adar. On the 7th, we have the anniversary of the birth and death of Moses. And on the 14th, we have Purim, a holiday chosen by Lot, celebrating a Holocaust which did not occur, which we will talk about over the next few weeks as we get closer to it. It'll be on the 26th this year, so it's a few weeks away. It, like the Chinese New Year, are events that are celebrated in all corners of the world. Great gatherings, just as we gather, as a like-minded group in the collective consciousness of seekers, showing faith, any faith, love, a community, a chavura, a fellowship, expressing our nature of kindness, compassion, thoughts, feelings, hopes, dreams, and wishes that unite us all in this community house of spirit, Beth Ruach, sharing and bringing light, keeping fear at bay. So once again, my friends, please do go ahead and invite everybody, some physically, some digitally, psychically, emotionally, spiritually, any way you can to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov, Ubenai, Shevet Achim Gam Yav. Hine Matov, Ubenai, Shevet Achim Gam Yav. How good, how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community, 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 together. Let's all spread love, goodwill, and fellowship to the world, and let's do it together, my friends. Remember, this is you setting aside just a little bit of sacred time in your sacred space to honor and converse with whoever, whatever you happen to believe in. We all believe in something. It is your kavanah, your intention that you put out into the universe. It is your goodwill. Let's take some time now to send some of that goodwill, some light and some healing out to whoever you know that needs it. So close one year and open another with healing, because healing is so important. It's renewal for everybody. Float through space finding those in need. So send it out. For those you know and for the souls and spirits of everybody you love, think of whoever that needs healing and renewal and love or just plain goodwill. Focus on them. Call their names. It's not just for people. It is for our pets. It is for the earth. It is the healing of the world. The tikkun olam that's part of our spiritual genetic makeup. Let's send our thoughts and energy for health and renewal for everybody in need. For those in our hearts and our minds. For Frank and Mary. For Daniel. For Dawn. For Doria. For Terry. For Shana. For Jack and Roseanne. And for Devorah. Friends, it is the kindness, the healing wishes, the goodwill and love we all send out. It just circles the world finding those in need. So thank you, each of you, for all you do, for all you care. Because the world is a world of spirit, and spirit, my friends, never dies. Avotenu Makor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength. Bless the one that's before us. Helps find the courage. Make our lives a blessing. The renewal of body. The renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Mishaberach, let us all have our spirits renewed, because this is the great prayer for healing, which we call upon God to heal as He's healed before. Mishaberach, may He who blessed, because all healing is a blessing. Let's all send and receive healing and renewal in our efforts to love, to share, to care, to grow. As you grow and heal and share your energy, it sometimes becomes difficult. But keep going. Your hardest times often lead to the greatest moments of your life. Keep going. Because tough situations build personal strength. Each of us is driven by fear in different ways. The story we're reading now in the Bible is about overcoming that fear. Some fear their own imperfection and the disorder and the chaos they cannot control. Some fear that someone, somewhere, will hurt them. Instead, my friends, try to experience the peace and safety of the present moment that you can have. If you're interested in transformation, no element is more important than developing a love of truth. Truth encompasses both our fearful reactions and the greater resources of our soul. You may not realize it, but we're given more than enough energy to transform ourselves every single day. But we waste 98% of that renewal energy on tensions, on emotional reactions unrelated to what's actually occurring, daydreaming, on mental chatter. It's not beating yourself up that produces change. It's not being in control of life that produces change. No, it's enough to see your self-judgments more clearly. It's enough to see how you resist letting go of control. So one way to work on yourself is by being present in the body. Another is by expanding your heart. A third is by quieting the mind. And I call for you to do all those things every week, you'll notice. Now, the wise person like you finds a way to work on all three of these things, sometimes at the same time, sometimes individually. Now, believe it or not, last week we reached the climax, the crossing of the Red Sea, and this week the denouement. The real finale, the great epiphany, 10 Commandments. No, the Bible doesn't end here, not even close. But the rules of how to live, how to respect, how to appreciate, how to interact with nature, with people, with ourselves, is all laid out and has never changed. Yes, we add man-made laws, but these universal laws of God are all you need. This week we meet up again with Moses' father-in-law as we read Jethro, the Midian priest, a man of many names, who introduced Moses to God. There's a reunion with his family. Moses, his wife, his children, but they might as well not exist. They play no role in the story, and we never get to know them. Now, I've said I'm not afraid to point out where things make no sense or are definitely out of historical order, and we have one of those out-of-place scenes here where Jethro teaches Moses to put a system of judges in place. It's actually one which will be used for 1,000 years, but it must come later. There were no laws yet. There were no ritual practices. There was nothing to judge. The people have reached the mountain of God, Horeb, also known as Sinai. They do not know it, but they're going to be here for quite a while. Friends, we have reached the moment of the great epiphany, the delivery of the Decalogue, the 10 utterings, all at once to over 600,000 males, which means there had to be close to 2 million people. God speaks the words of the 10 Commandments aloud, directly to the people assembled. Never before or since in the history of man has there been a public revelation like this. The mountain shakes and quivers. Fire engulfs its summit. It seems like the ultimate climax, but I called it the denouement, the wrapping up. The 10 Commandments, which in the Hebrew are called the 10 words, Asheret HaDibrot, is the wind-up. Because they're the rules for life and living. Everything after this is filler. Exodus 19:13. And it happened on the third day, as it turned morning, that there was thunder and lightning and a heavy cloud on the mountain. The sound of the ram's horn very strong. And all the people who were in the camp trembled. This blast is of celestial origin, my friends, probably blown by a member of God's angelic entourage to announce the awe-inspiring descent of the King of all the earth, to deliver the 10 words to his people. Thunder on the mountain, and there's fires on the moon. There's a ruckus in the alley. The sun'll be here soon. 2 days a day, gonna grab my trombone and blow. Well, there's hot stuff here, and it's everywhere I go. Now, words, devarim, are imagined in biblical Hebrew to be virtually palpable entities, which can be put before people, which have powerful consequences from the moment that they are spoken. They take life. And Israel's relations with its God are conceived in the legal terms of that world. And I want you to take note of this, because it changes in Deuteronomy. A different message will be given. You know, they say those who control the present control the past, and those who control the past control the future. You know what? Truer words were never spoken. Exodus 21. Vaydaber davarim, and God spoke all these words, saying, I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slaves. I am the Lord is not a commandment, but a statement. Who brought you out of the house of bondage. This is the creator of everything. And his introduction is not creation, but freedom. Freedom is the calling card of the creator. This is the most important gift you've been given. Freedom from fear. Now, unless you read this in the biblical Hebrew, you can't notice something amazing. And that's the pronoun. It's not the plural you, as in the collective. Throughout the 10 words, the commands are cast in the second person singular. Elsewhere in Hebrew law, plurals or third person singulars are often used. But the commandments are truly unique. They are addressed to each person individually. Every time you read them, think them, say them, it is to you, yourself alone. We had our introduction, and now they begin. You shall have no other gods beside me. You shall not make carved likeness. No image of what is in the heavens above, or what's on the earth below, or what's in the waters beneath the earth. You shall not bow to them. You shall not worship them. For I am the Lord your God, a jealous God, reckoning the crime of fathers with sons, with the 3rd generation and with the 4th for my foes, and doing kindness to the 1,000th generation for my friends and for those who keep my commands. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not acquit whoever takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to hallow it. 6 days you shall work, and you shall do your task. But the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall do no task, you and your son and your daughter, your male slave, your slave girl, your beast, your sojourner who's within your gate. For 6 days did the Lord make the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that's in it, and he rested on the 7th day. Therefore did the Lord bless the Sabbath day and hallow it. Honor your father and your mother, so that your days may be long on the soil that the Lord has given you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness against your fellow man. You shall not covet your fellow man's house. You shall not covet your fellow man's wife, or his male slave, or his slave girl, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that your fellow man has. Now that list is actually far more poetic than would have been originally said, because it contains some explanation. But the ones that would have been given on the mountain would have been very terse enough to have been carved in stone. No other gods, no images, no broken oaths, remembering the ceasing, honor mother and father, no murder, no adultery, no stealing, no false witness, no coveting. That's how they would have been delivered. So what do they mean? Why are they still significant in our lives? If you knew nothing else, is this enough? No other gods. Well, you know what, my friends? That's about honoring the source of everything within you. Your relationship to your God is a personal thing, for God lives within. Inspiration and goodness come from many sources, but they all stem from the one. Think of this as representing the self, and take the opportunity to ask yourself, Have you done anything to yourself that you need to shed? No image. As in the heavens above, the earth below, the waters beneath the earth. These are the three realms of the biblical world picture, each duly registered in the first creation story. It's easy to put faith in a substitute, especially since we have difficulty having faith in something that cannot be seen and has no form. But we're wise enough to know that only a personal, direct relationship with God is any reality. Everything is merely a sign along the road, and sometimes signs are mistaken for being it. This is the time that you might want to ask, what have you been putting your faith in? This represents our spiritual will, our purpose. What's your purpose, do you know? Do not take the Lord's name in vain. It's about falsehood and not swearing false oaths. And for many, this is the hardest to do because the essence of this commandment is in silence. All power stems from thoughts and then words. The Gospel of John begins, in the beginning was the Word. Everything is connected. Everything is God. So you cannot say something negative about anyone or anything because it takes away the essence of God within. This is about knowing when to keep your mouth shut. This is the world of our spiritual love or awareness. Remembering the Sabbath. Now remember, the word Shabbat means to cease, right? So remembering the ceasing. Ceasing's a day for appreciation of the world around you. God didn't need to rest. It's about he stopped. Stop. Enjoy the journey and your surroundings. Recharge, regenerate, appreciate. Because keeping only the destination in mind causes you to miss so much of what life offers. This is the lesson of non-linear time. Kairos time, not chronos time. See, the Greeks had two concepts for time. Chronos, or Saturn. This is the time we know and we're familiar with. This is linear time, where we have a timeline, starting with birth, ending with death. But they have another name for another kind of time, and it was Kairos. Kairos time is the subjective time, where minutes can seem like hours and days like minutes. This is the time found in the rhythm of nature, with cycles and events. This is the time we are to remember. This is the time that represents love. Honor your mother and father. It's all about honoring your roots or where you come from. You see, you're the product of your roots. So in honoring where you come from, you're actually honoring yourself. The mother and father represent the ideals of perfection of male and female. And in honoring that, we can return to it. Our lives are perfect, but are influenced by the people and events we encounter. By honoring the ultimate male and female, we can return to that perfection. Do not murder. Mistranslated in the King James Bible as kill. Friends, the original decree banned taking a life by intention. But murder destroys beauty and harmony, and everything's created in beauty and harmony. It can, and most often, is about the murder of spirit. When you murder spirit, you're polluting your own essence. This is the heart of the matter. And a beating heart controls all of our organs. It pumps blood everywhere. And if you murder anything, it pollutes everything. The things we murder the most are the spirits of ourselves and others. Have you murdered your spirit or the spirit of another? And it can be as simple as calling someone stupid or doing anything to diminish them. In so doing, you destroy the great heart within. No adultery. The essence of adultery lies in our emotions, so this is about your feelings. You must not adulterate or contaminate your spiritual life through emotional reaction or letting your ego get out of control. Do not steal. Just as the 7th commandment pointed to our emotional side, the 8th points to our intellectual side. When we steal, we violate the energy of a balanced relationship and we upset equilibrium. It can be as simple as stealing an apple from a grocery store by eating it as you shop, stealing time at work and making personal calls. Perhaps you've taken the words of others as your own. If we do this, we steal and we carry that imbalance with us, and that affects our thoughts. No false witness. This is an attack on the foundation we stand on, the false ego to beware of. This commandment is saying, do not lie, either against someone else or yourself. Lies create their own momentum. You get trapped by them until there's no escape. A foundation built on falseness will ultimately collapse. It is the story of the boy who cried wolf. Finally, do not covet. The Hebrew word amad has a range of meaning from yearn for, to desire, to lust after, to want. This is the manifestation of everything. It's our world. Coveting is longing for, and the distance between coveting and taking can be extremely narrow. When you covet, you no longer appreciate your own things. This diminishes your own spark of humanity because you're saying that yours isn't good enough. You prefer what someone else has. You prefer their life to your own. That's the energy you put out. This is denial and negation of who you are and what you have created. For everything in our lives is the result of our own energy and our own only. This is the manifestation of your world. This is your chance to examine the karma you've created and to take rectification action. When we break these, any of these, we break our own world. Broken cutters, broken saws, broken buckles, broken laws, broken bodies, broken bones, broken voices on broken phones. Take a deep breath, feel like you're choking. Everything is broken, but it doesn't have to be. The world is sacred. So is everything in it. Express your gratitude, light a candle, make a wish. Celebrate your life and the lives of those you love. Share your feelings with them. Live free, be free, honor your freedom, be well, be happy, be blessed. Share and honor the light, and all who live in the light, and continue to shine. Continue to send everybody you know goodwill and love. Pray for peace and freedom for everyone, my friend. And end to terror and hatred. Remember, we are a community. We learn together. We celebrate each other. We love each other. We share this ride together, men and women equally. So let's send out love, not fear. Send out peace, harmony, goodwill, and healing to all who need it. Please do learn to forgive and learn to love. Open your hearts. Honor the relationships of your life and tell those you love that you love them. And take advantage of the time you have and enjoy that journey. Right? Have a fantastic week, my friends. A week of love and light. A week of peace, a week of miracles. Examine your intentions. Use them to imprint your will on the universe because we set in motion absolutely everything that happens in our lives. It is our intention, our kavana, our cause, our effect. Everything's linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and be forgiven because you have the knowledge of what's good and bad. So acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, and to any person you've wronged. Keep the 10 Commandments in mind. Ask forgiveness, but do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those you hurt as you learn to be forgiving and compassionate because the secret of forgiveness, compassion, and peace is in acceptance. Can you accept yourself, other people, in the world as they are? Can you accept life as it is without trying to control it? Because if you do, you can experience the peace that acceptance brings. So do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It's there waiting for you. Keep on dreaming. Keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching. Keep spreading joy and goodwill, and do not follow fear. Follow love, because it's always in front of you. Remember to have faith, an unwavering adherence to principle. Just as I have faith in the principle of love in all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none, defraud none, hate none. Cherish all. Work to be present in the body. Expand your heart, quiet the mind. Because the deepest source of your real power, my friends, lies in your consciousness and your ability to be mindful, to be aware, to be present in all of life's circumstances. So make the most of your time in life. Touch and transform lives around you because you're never alone. You're forever blessed and you have the ability to bring blessings to everybody you meet. Right? Your words are your power to transform, to love, to bless. So be generous with them. Because when you bless others, you bless yourself. And love with the heart because we're all part of the greater whole. Embrace love, not fear, forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone because someone will always be there for you whether you know it or not. Continue to explore faith and belief in what they mean to you and to you alone. And never accept shame as a natural state. Whatever you feel others have felt. Whatever you've experienced. Others have too. We share together. We learn together. And we help each other. Because we are each of us trying to find love and acceptance and support. We all have or could have that special someone in our lives. So find them. Tell them what they mean. Remember, you're never alone on your journey to your promised land. It's always there in front of you. Right? Keep forgiving those that you need to forgive. Keep asking forgiveness from those you need to ask forgiveness of. The story of the Exodus, my friends, is our story of freedom. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these sunken eyes and learn to see all your life. You were only waiting for this moment to be free. Freedom, my friends. Fight for your freedom. I thank you for joining me. Have a great week. Get ready for a new year. Keep sharing the light. Practice forgiveness. Be thankful. Be gracious. Be kind. Be loving. Believe in yourself. And spread a little goodwill to the world. And keep freedom as your goal. Shabbat shalom. And blessings to you all. Take care.